what the hell kind of servant of a noble house is caught with their pants down? So literally.
Okay, so disgrace, is that what I'm going to?
I think so, on your level, on a level 2
If
harm.
I may,
disgrace.
would this be a situation where I could utilize my special armor to resist a complication related to suspicion or persuasion for you or your coterie?
Yes.
Oh, Gigi,
yes,
you're
I
so
think that
kind.
makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Gigi, hearing what's going on backstage, quickly intercepts the interloper and then comes back, knocks on the door, and says, Adriano, put your dick away and give me back that extra.
And Adriano, terribly embarrassed that Gigi has overheard him, does what she says.
Excellent.
And release the courtesan.
Yes. And she takes her place now with the cast of which she is a part.
She's busy. She's busy right now.
Do I get to remove the disgrace now?
Right, yes, because Gigi used the special armor, so you could, you don't take this social consequence. Very nice.
All right, well, thank you, Gigi.
Maguin or Gigi, do you want to try to quick relieve some stress, knowing that there are possible consequences?
Yeah. I'm going to gamble whether or not the story about Adriano gets out.
Okay. You can of course find some stagehands willing to bet on any damn thing.
Yeah.
So you are indulging vice with your lowest attribute, which
would be spirit 1.
Okay.
Don't mess this up for me, McGowan.
Your possible consequence is a loss of influence. Like, you got into debt with some lowlifes.
Oh, no. Okay. So 1d6, is that right?
Yep.
3.
Okay, you clear some stress. You keep things under control.
Is it 3 stress?
3 stress, yep.
Excellent.
So you drop down. And Gigi, same question. Are you indulging?
Hell no.
Oh, shit.
I have 3 stress.
Do it.
No.
Get out on stage and do it.
No.
Okay. The play, despite the contratemps, starts on schedule as planned. There is a full house. Like when you peek out, there's the punters standing room only zone. There's the classes of lesser merchants and tradesfolk with seats all the way up to the noble balconies. And of course, the finest box reserved for the leaders of your house and their guests. Pretty much just about everyone you've met along the way so far in your adventures is here, except, of course, for Peter DeRay, who last seen unconscious on a cart headed north.
Oh, man, I forgot we disappeared that guy. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was good disappearing. The first act goes off without a hitch. The lead actor is better than you had hoped, thanks to the stirring inspiration of almost being stabbed. And maybe
a little bit of the drink.
And the drink, of course. And then you reach the first act curtain. The curtain closes. The actors go back. Everybody seems real enthused. Your read on the people in the audience is really good. But as you watch, you start to see, especially in some of the noble areas, people pull out scented handkerchiefs. And there's some mumbling back and forth. And after a bit, you start to smell something, the smell of rot. Seemingly slipping in from all directions. And you're backstage. There are, of course, some flowers back here, last-minute gifts to encourage some of the main actors and actresses. Glancing over, you see what appeared to be pristine, just, cut an hour ago flowers starting to blacken and curl, and the smell starts to waft off of them as well. Let's have an engagement roll for part 2 by me. This time I get 3d6 because it is something that you are more vulnerable to than the last. Oh, except, does anybody have an ally that would help you against some form of magical attack? Which you would have figured out this was pretty
soon. 9.
Okay.
Do I get the plus 1d on the engagement roll for my artful trespass? Translated to a minus 1d.
You don't in this
engagement roll? You bastard.
You don't, yeah. For reasons that will soon hopefully become apparent.
Okay.
Oh boy.
All right. Here it comes.
Ah, shit.
Ooh, I've done well, but not a critical. So yes.
6.
At the point where you discover it, you see, actually, you get to read the body language of people like, this play is good, but should we go? This is starting to be disturbing. And yes, you think like you live in a world where there is magic. These things are not natural that are happening now. And you like, now that you know what to look for, you see like the trees that line the courtyard outside of the theater. You see them warping and changing color in the setting sun. It is, the smell seems to be crescendoing, if anything, not getting better.
Okay.
Oh,
They're
and
ruining the nice
good.
trees. That's pissing off Lagoon. Is there like a prevailing wind?
There is a light prevailing wind. Like if you look, you see bannerets flapping in a particular direction. It seems somehow that the smell is drifting in from all directions. You see the periphery of the crowd in particular sense it now.
Okay. All right.
What do you do? Oh, and don't forget, I don't know if anything applies now, but remember you can do flashbacks. I meant to prompt that at the outset. But
Gigi, you've got that jade statue.
I was just about to ask if the jade statue is, if memory serves, it will guide us towards any magical nefarious actions. Is that correct?
Mhm.
Okay.
Correct.
Is it reacting in any way, shape, or form at current moment?
You feel it wiggling in your hand, but it's hard to tell, like while you're holding it. It seems to be trying to squirm in a direction.
I let it loose.
Okay. Yes, you let it go and it drops to the floor, and it's a crude humanoid, person-shaped figure with a pointing, outstretched hand, and it vibrates on the ground a little bit, and then turns toward the northeast, away, like, and you get a sense that there's sort of a range thing here too. It wiggles a little, pointing in that direction.
Okay. Outside of the theater? Okay.
You think so? Yeah.
I think that the best thing for Gigi to do is to rejoin the audience and then try to make it sound as if this smell is supposed to be evocative of the sort of it's very it's experiential theater in that way. Like war is hell, war smells a particular way. This effect is a part of the play. Nothing is going wrong.
Okay. All right. That's what Gigi is doing, a whispering campaign. What are the rest of you doing?
Seeking out the source of.
I assume we should.
And
are you taking the Jade's figurine with you?
Yes, I hope so.
Okay. All right. So
Please
first of all, Gigi, let's see how
baby.
effective you are. Not weird. Let's see how effective you can be at trying to calm this crowd amidst this smell.
All right. This is definitely going to be a sway.
I think it's clearly a sway.
And you know what? I'm going to go ahead.
I'm going to say limited effect because you're trying to like work your way among people, a good-sized crowd, and convey a message.
Did you say that this is a social engagement?
I will help. I will help you.
I actually might not need it. I'm going to try to push myself with my good name. If I push myself in a social engagement, I can gain both effect and an extra dice.
Ooh, very nice. Okay.
Pushes 2 stress.
You will need that effect. Yeah, 2 stress, and that's going to bump it up to. You can find, I guess, some of the influencers and get, if they wait it out, then other people might wait it out as well.
Is my dear friend rudeness? What's that gentleman's name? Whose company I enjoy so well?
Oh, Lovell, the Viscount, Viscount Alistair Lovell.
Is the Viscount in attendance?
Oh, of course. What the hell? This has been a slow social season. This is the biggest deal. Of course he's here. What do you forget about it?
All right. So I have 3d6. Is Adriano still able to help out, or?
Yes, I can help out. What do you need?
By like taking stress and giving me an extra dice. I don't know if we're able to.
Oh yeah,
Adriano is helping.
I'll take
Adriano,
some
if you're helping Gigi, you won't be able to help the other two pursuing the source of this.
All
It's your
right.
call.
Do you guys need me?
Don't know.
We need some killing done.
Honestly, Adriano might be
Okay,
best
well-
served to go with the with McGowan in Toulouse.
Okay, I hesitate to leave you, Madame Gigi, but I feel that you have this well
That's
in hand.
that's a good point. Should two of us stay here and two of us chase the statue?
Toulouse will stay,
Okay.
and Toulouse will.
Well, Toulouse has spy skills.
Yeah, Toulouse will burn another stress and contribute another die. How is he helping?
He is also whispering.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
I
could be doing
guess
the same. Sure.
Yeah, he'll be just trying to calm the crowd.
Reminds
too.
me of the killing
So you have
fields
now-
of
you now-
the whatever campaign.
Yeah. He's just saying, you
Would
know,
have welcomed to smell this
Ah,
plasma on the battlefield.
such a wonderfully evocative odor. It reminds me, it's so authentic. It's almost like being in Calray itself.
Okay, let's have our
So-
roll, Gigi, with that aid. So you're up to
Let's
4
have a
dice, I believe.
4d6,
Four
yes.
dice.
Mm-hmm. And
Critical.
okay,
Critical sixes.
Double sixes.
all right. Yes, you get the waivers. You get Viscount Lovell, who seems skeptical but plays along with it. And you, as you part ways with him, you say they went to great expense to replicate the smell of a battlefield here. I don't know if I agree with the decision, but it's quite effective, don't you find?
I must
And
admit-
so the ripple of whispers goes out through the crowd. They will, at least for now, stick it out.
I must admit, when
okay.
Triala approached me about this particular effect, I was not sure about if it's its efficacy, but it's rather effective, wouldn't you say, Toulouse? Throw Triala under the bus for calling me a busybody.
Indeed.
All right. McGowan and Adriano. So you follow the statue, and indeed, you keep it pointed in that direction, and it seems to want to be, and it vibrates stronger and stronger. You leave the theater, and just outside the theater grounds, there is a 2-story building, owner unknown. It is a restaurant currently closed. You, as you're coming up, see figures up on the rooftop. Why are they there? Are they getting a cheap view of the play? You don't know.
If
Like
so,
the people.
they got to be paying.
All right.
Oh, yeah. And now they're gonna pay.
Excellent.
Hustle. Get up there.
Okay. Are you going in through the building up the stairs, or are you trying to scale the exterior?
Into the building, I think, to start with.
Okay. There is a door. It is locked. You're a big guy. You can pound through it.
Pips and
Wreck, and and you've got an unstoppable person with you. Oh, and you've got that "don't make me carry you" that you hardly ever get to use. I think all that considered, describe how Hulk smashed door.
I mean, I have a frightening weapon, so I'm thinking, like those police battering rams you can just carry in one arm, and you just it uses it to just smash.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I use the half of my frightening weapon to just absolutely smash through the hinges of this door, and it just topples to the ground, and we go through.
The door is crashed open. You go through a restaurant. Chairs up on the tables, not currently open. Charge presumably up the stairs. You quickly find your way to the roof. Anything you want to do before the roof, or are you just charging out or stealthing? How are you doing the approach here?
McGowan's not stealthy. His intention is honestly to make as loud an entrance as possible to shock them and ideally give us half a second to a second of surprise.
Okay. The two of you charge up through the open hatch onto the roof. You see 3 figures in what almost look like academic robes with a what do you call the things you hang around the robes that are in colors? One of those.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
those things. I can't think of the word, but them. You recognize them right away as members of a house you have encountered in the past, a minor house called House Giovanni. They are known as, they work at the university. They have their own department. They teach different kinds of magic. And you know that they are connected with House Corvetto. And they are from an old noble family fallen into penurious times. 3 of them are kneeling on the ground, gesturing and chanting. Whirling around are 2 figures who are watching the play and watching the effect of presumably these guys' magic. What you would read as a mercenary with a sword at his side and an extremely familiar face. Looks a lot like Adriano.
Boy.
Yeah. Your twin brother, Ari.
He's fraternal, but he does look like me.
Yeah.
And so neither of them had their weapons out since they didn't perceive immediate threat, but they both reach for their weapons to pull out. Lagoon, you're first. I think you're first through the gap here. What are you doing?
Charge straight into not Adriano. And because I'm going to leave that for Adriano. I'm not going to get involved in a family business.
Okay.
But I'm not going to hold back. I intend to just smash this mercenary to the ground. I don't care how much pain or damage I cause.
Okay. Smash to the ground, like to the roof or over the rooftop, like off the side of the roof.
Oh, I love the idea of like ramming him
He's
right
not.
off the roof.
Honestly, they're both kind of like looking over the edge to see the effect of the rot spell going on.
Charge in, frightening weapon, smash into, off the roof.
Okay. There is so we're at risky now since we're just at straight up fighting times. The risk here is he might harm you, or you might go over the roof with him, of course.
Understood. But you know, if I go over the roof with him, he's going to be under me, is what I'm thinking.
Excellent. Okay. What are we rolling today?
This is definitely wreck. This is not going to be skirmish. This is pure damage.
Excellent. Wreck. It is risky. The effect will be nice and solid. If you succeed, you do what you want because you've got a drop on him.
What does the frightening weapon do for me as a thing? My weapon strikes fear into the hearts of my enemies.
Yeah. If you are looking to intimidate people with the weapon, that's going to make it more effective at doing that.
Yeah. I mean, that's all part of it, right? I mean, I guess I won't do any extra harm, but yeah, I am clearly using this to do the wrecking.
Excellent. Cool.
So 2d6.
Yep. Unless you want to.
Oh yeah, this is stressful. It's genuinely stressful.
Okay.
Knocking 2 off. So that gives me 3d6, yeah?
Exactly, yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, I was going to say...
5. You got your own work to do.
All right.
5. Okay, yes. You crash into your target. He goes hurling over the side of the building, but he didn't even have time to brace himself, which is the problem you encounter here. You were anticipating him planting. You got him too fast. And you start going over the side yourself, free falling. If you resist, you can grab onto the edge of the building instead of falling the 2-story. Not fatal, probably. But, okay.
I'll resist.
So that's going to be under your prowess resist or whatever. No, sorry, body resist in this game. Which it looks like you have 2 dice. You'll take 6 stress minus the higher roll of 2 dice.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so 2 dice. 2d6. 5.
Okay, only 1 stress. Okay, so are you dropping your weapon and grabbing on with 2 arms, or keeping your weapon and dangling by 1 arm?
Keep weapon
for future reference, of course. Okay, Adriano, your fraternal twin brother Ari, is his eyes widen in surprise and then narrow with contempt as he sees who it is crashing his party. He reaches for his blade and starts to draw it. You do have some surprise here, so you could act. Try to at least get a strike in before he's able to draw.
This is
not very sporting.
Well, again, this is my brother, so I would like to, use the point of my sword to push his hand away from his.
Okay. So let's see. I could see a couple different things you could roll. It could be, I could see it being a skirmish, like you're just straight up, trying to get in there and physically move them away, or it could be
Well, I
like kind
think
of an intimidating sort of thing.
Well, I was
this-
thinking more. Well, I was thinking more sort of in maneuver.
Okay. Oh, I
You know,
like
it's
that.
like, yeah, because you're like, I'm just sort of slipping my blade in and pushing his hand away. It's like, no, no, no.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
because I'm just trying to stop him and find out what is going on here.
Okay. So maneuver on. 2 dice, unless you push to add to that. I'm going to say Magooin can't really help.
I will
Dangling over the edge like
There's
that.
a 2 stress for a third die.
Correct.
I'll take it. Okay, so 3d6.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh.
bad.
Ooh, 3.
No,
Okay.
no.
You do maneuver, but at the last moment, you realize his gesture was way too dramatic. It was a sleight of hand. You see his left hand quickly whip his throwing knife at you, and plunge into you. It's going to be a level 2 harm of stab. You can resist it and bring it down to a level 1. Cagey devil.
How will I? How do I resist it?
That's where this was in your this is your body one, which is great for you. You're going to take 6 stress minus your high roll on 4 dice because you have at least 1 dot in all 4 body attributes or skills.
Oh, yeah.
So you'll roll 46.
4d6, but I have to spend 6 stress to do it.
Oh, no. You roll 46, and you're
Okay.
going to take 6 stress minus the highest number you roll, which could be a 6.
Okay, great. So 4d6.
Oh, but a 3. Okay, 3 stress. But now you have a level 1 harm next to Slight Nick there. Let's see.
This is when Don't Make Me Carry You would have been handy.
Throwing knife stab, or stabbed, I guess. It is actually protruding from you. Oh, hang on. You have the option of choosing your armor as 2 of your load points now if you want.
Oh, yeah, I had armor. I already had
Okay.
armor, and I already had 2 blocked in it.
Okay, great. So now it's already ticked off. We know you haven't used it yet. You could now tick off your armor and say that level is prevented by your armor. So you can get rid of that stab wound. So your resist meant you saw the knife coming at the last minute and twisted, and enough so that the armor caught it and it skidded off of your torso.
Okay,
Very
so
nice.
so I have flight.
You don't have to. Yep, you resisted one of the levels and your armor ate up the other. Awesome.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. Okay, Magooin, hang on, people at the theater. You're still kind of persuading people that the smell isn't really so bad and it's part of the action. Magooin,
No worries.
you see the person you knocked over slammed into the ground. He starts crawling and like pulls himself up and is loping and limping away from the direction of the theater.
That's fine.
He's done for the night, he feels like.
That works for me.
You are watching from your dangling position with your big weapon. You hear like a swoosh of a sword and the through of a dagger glancing off of something up above you.
Right. Well, haul myself up. Don't let myself get dropped.
Okay. All right. You're just trying to pull yourself up and over, and not trying to like jump up and do something right away.
No, I'm gonna. This
Okay.
time I'm gonna trust Adriano to be capable of taking care of himself for at least a moment.
Okay. I don't think you need a roll. Like if you were wanting to jump up and do something, I would require a roll. I think you're strong enough that if all you're doing is focusing on getting yourself over, you can do that, but it's gonna take a round or the
That's
equivalent
fine.
of that.
This
in
will.
the game.
I will allow this to be my action for safety and security purposes.
Okay. Adriano, Ari takes the moment as you flinch away from the dagger now to pull his sword and try to fight you on even footing, though of course you have a second blade if you want it. But he pauses for a moment. I'd hate to shed my sibling's blood. Back away now and let this happen.
I cannot do that, brother. I am sworn to House Bastion and sworn to protect it. Just as you were sworn to House Corvetto.
All right. He pretends to think about it for a moment and then lunges at you.
He's not going to think about it. All right, I'm going to have to block him.
Okay. And so your intention only to block him, or so this is not like a one hit at a time. Are you looking to parry and riposte and like you're actually full on fighting him now?
I will full on fight him. I don't want to kill him. I want to wear him out.
Okay.
Or at least find another opportunity to just knock him out, knock him unconscious.
Okay.
That's my goal. I'm not sure quite how to do it.
Well, no, that's fine. That sounds like a skirmish. It is risky still. Let's see.
I don't want to spend any more stress.
Right. I'm thinking of a devil's bargain here. I'll give you an extra die.
Okay.
But whatever happens, word is going to get around to your family. And they will view you as somebody who tried to kill one of your closest blood relatives.
Well, what about him?
Yeah, them's the breaks. You don't have to take that extra die, and you don't have to take that consequence.
So I would just get a 2d6 in that case.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just going to take the 2d6.
Okay.
Can't risk my family disowning me, even though they kind of already sort of did.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Oh man, this is my roll.
Critical
not
fail.
So not good.
Critical fail.
Wow, you've already used your armor. Okay. Yes, he lunges. You parry. He produces some powder from a pouch now and flings it up into your eyes. He's just a treacherous duelist. And then spears you for a level 2 harm. You stagger back away. And slump to the ground at the edge of the roof. So your armor's already eaten up. You could try to resist to bring it down to a level 1 harm, but you do risk if you fill up the stress track and go one past that, you go into this game's equivalent of trauma.
No, I'll just take the level 2.
Okay. Magooin, you come up over the edge and see the horrific treachery of Ari and Adriano staggering back. Meanwhile, the chanters continue chanting, trying to ignore as best they can all the hullabaloo around them.
All right. So here's my question: does Adriano's brother see me here?
Not really. No, he's kind of focused on this stabbery here.
All right. So the first thing I'm going to do then is I am going to. Are these chanters? Are they like close enough that I can like?
It's not a very big rooftop. Yeah, you're in range of whatever you want.
What I'm getting at is, can I take care of at least 2 of them at once? Like, knock them out of their chanting. I'll do all 3 if I can. And again, this is like, I'm going to be threatening with that frightening weapon. I'm happy if intimidation stops them, whatever it takes to stop them, but I'm just going to do damage. And I'm going to make it clear I'm going to do damage.
Sounds like wrecking to me.
Yeah.
Excellent.
We'll just stick with the 2d6 for now.
Okay, yeah, that worked out well for Adriano.
Yeah, it's going to be great. 5.
A 5. Okay. Yes. So you knock one out outright, send one sprawling, and have the definite undivided attention of the third, who now like squats like back on his butt and is trying to crab walk away from this lunatic. Your consequence is, though, you are exposed to an attack from Ari now, who of course hears the clutter, turns his attention away from, was he going to finish off his brother? I don't know. And quickly reaches out and slashes across your back as your attention is focused on these guys for a level 1 harm. I'm just dishing out the harm today.
Yeah, you are.
Resistible if you want.
I will go ahead and resist.
Okay. That again is your body. 6 stress minus, whatever you high roll. Oh, very nice. 0 stress, and you know he's there. You know where he is. You just let your attack on these guys follow through as you move away from him. Gigi and Toulouse, the smell you suddenly realize is dissipating, and glancing at the nearby trees, you see them starting to return to their natural state already. You're surprised at how quickly the foul odor is dissipating as the curtain gets ready to open for Act 2. Is there anything you two want to do at this point? You're assuming this means your allies have broken whatever was causing this spell.
Toulouse, it might be best if I stay here, and then perhaps you could go and see if our friends need any further assistance with cleaning up matters.
Sure, indeed, I can do that. Or else I was going to just do some tinkering around the doors and windows to make sure that to help clear the odor.
Ooh,
Okay.
So a good idea, though.
All right. Back on the rooftop. Ari looks quickly at the two of you. You're down but not out, clearly, Adriano. McGowan, you've just been bowling through these guys. He sees that the spell is cast. He jumps to the other side of the roof. You see there was a rope he had dangling, and he's like quickly spiraling his way down. He's calculated the odds, doesn't like him. He's out. Do either of you want to follow him?
I will just take this opportunity, if I can, to cut the rope.
Okay.
If there's any chance that he gets to have a rough landing, that's what I want to do. And then I want to give him laser knife vision when he sees me doing that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see. He's going to be kind of watching for that, and he's spinning his way down quickly. You can do it. It's more enough to be rude to him, but he was ready to bail and drop and roll as best he could.
Okay, fine.
He looks at you, decides you're not even worthy of a contemptuous gesture. Maybe if Adriano looked, he would give something. And he sprints off into the evening.
Okay. In which case, go check on Adriano.
Okay. Yeah, Adriano is cut from earlier and more heavily wounded from being speared with his sword. But a quick bit of patching can stop the bleeding, at least for the moment. It's going to take some time to heal, obviously.
Yeah. I'll do a bit of first aid.
Yeah, both of you been enough around violence enough. You know how to at least stop the bleeding for the moment.
Okay. I thank you, McGowan, my friend. I appreciate I am grateful for your help, but that brother of mine is treacherous and he will pay for this injury.
I'm sorry you had to go through this.
Okay. The play goes.
Therapist.
The play continues and makes it to the end without further interruption. What? Didn't I say 3 challenges? I did. But the play makes its way to the end because of the prep work you had done before, and you filled your I think it was a 10-count clock. It is an impressive production. Everybody performs well. The crowd is into it, with the exception of a certain house that may have attended without knowing exactly what the play was about. After the play wraps, you see the few House Almari members there storm off scowling. They don't hang around for any after parties.
Oh, sad.
As you encounter people Viscount Lovell and others, they congratulate you, Gigi, in particular.
Please.
People
were able to put the correct pieces in place. The performers deserve the lion's share of the praise for what a wonderful performance this was.
And finally, the leaders of your house, the Prince and Ilya, Prince Francisco and Chancellor Ilya, meet you backstage afterward to offer their congratulations and say, this is a bit of a surprise, but we have a post-show reception planned back at the palace. Of course, take all the time you need to finish things up with your actors and staff and whatever all goes on in one of these events. And then I hope you'll join us for a celebration. And then looking around and seeing the bloodied shirts and things like that. Very convincing wounds. I don't remember seeing you on stage, Adriano.
I was towards the back, my lord.
Well, very impressive craft work. Didn't know you were an actor yourself.
Yes, Adriano
can
be quite theatrical when he chooses to be. Certainly making a lot of interesting decisions.
Adriano kind of gives Gigi a sour look.
Okay. Are there things you'd want to do here at the theater? There appears to be no threat, and now obviously the play itself can't be disrupted. It is done, and its impact will be felt in the city. Anything you want to do at the theater before wrapping up and attending the party?
Adriano and Toulouse would probably want to go to the bathroom and get cleaned up with some extras before we head over.
I'm not sure Adriano. I mean, Adriano hates to miss a party, but man, bleeding from a spear wound.
Oh, sorry. I said you were speared by the sword. He used a sword.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a sword wound.
Mm-hmm. The effect is much the same for game purposes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. A stabbing is a stabbing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
A costumer could actually quickly come up with something less blood-soaked for you if you want.
Oh, that's what we do, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Yes, I will. I will. Go
Costumer, is that a thing? Did I just make that up?
No, yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing.
I know.
All right, I will go ask the costumer for a different shirt.
All right, and then let's go to the party.
Okay, part 3. Back to
the
party. Okay. Does anybody have an ally or source of information that might help take away an engagement die for me on an intrigue?
No.
No.
Okay. So I'm just rolling 2d6 then. How lovely.
Unless it's a locksmith.
4. Okay. All right. You make your way back on one of the house's many fine barges. Pull up to the dock. You see outside. You're kind of surprised and touched, actually. They set up a really lovely reception for you without letting you in on it. That's not the intrigue you were trying to avoid. And you see, members of the house and their guests are there. You get off the boat and get ready to make your way over. A servant who is friendly to you, Gigi. What kind of servant would you have a good, close, friendly relationship with?
Rather matronly sort.
Okay. Yes. So like she might be the head maid or
Sure.
something like that. Or head. Or no, like Chamberlain. I like that.
Chamberlain Francesca.
Okay. Chamberlain Francesca hurries over to you. Lady Gigi, I'm not quite sure what to make of it, but while you were gone, there was some skulking about in the palace grounds. And I believe someone was lurking near your own quarters here at the palace. I don't know what to make of it or why, but perhaps you should consider that before you make your way over to the party.
Francesca, I appreciate your discretion and your wit for knowing to come to me first in this matter. I will see to it. Thank you so much.
Okay. What do?
I gather my party and I make them aware that someone has been skulking around my things. And I would like to lead the group to my chambers to see if there's anything missing or anything that is out of place.
Okay. And you're all going?
Yeah.
Toulouse is definitely going.
Okay. You arrive just as your door is being opened. Gregario, your rival within the house, and and the house guard captain and one of his guards are there with them. The captain has the key, and you see him turning the door and opening it just as you come around the corner.
I must express my shock and surprise that you are breaking into the chambers of a young woman. What exactly is going on?
It seems, Gregario says, seems you have something to hide. One of your servants confessed to your crimes. Look there! And he points in the room, and the guard captain goes in to look at something.
I The whole time Gigi is, how do I want to play this? As the guard captain is doing so, I would also say that, I'd also heard that there was someone skulking around my room, Gregario. Perhaps your ill-fated crush is developed into some manner of madness.
The only madness is your criminal behavior. What did you find, Captain? And now you are at the door, and you see the captain is trying to decide whether to pick this up. There is a bound book sitting on your nightstand. You know clearly this is not yours. And the captain says, I believe that is our prince's personal book of notes. How on earth did it get here?
Indeed, I wonder, Gregario, how did it get here? I apologize that you are being brought into these monkey shines, dear Captain. Gregario has been somewhat hounding around me lately.
Arrest her, Captain, and we will take this to the prince and inform him of her crimes.
I would love for the prince to be aware of this. Because this is clearly some sort of subterfuge and skullduggery that is going on in a young woman's chambers.
And the guard captain says, my lady, yes, I will take you and lock you in the safe room and then go and consult with the prince.
Adriana
exactly, Gregario says.
Adriana steps in front of them and says, you will not lay hands on Gigi.
Hands will not be necessary. I will, of course, go willingly, provided that Gregario, who is making such spurious claims and has been spotted sneaking around my rooms, as long as he has been...
what? Fraudulent accusations.
Fraudulent indeed. As fraudulent as the fact that the book is sitting here. No doubt placed here by Gregario himself.
I have been at the play all night. Of course I did not place anything
was he
in
at the
here.
play tonight? Because I didn't see him.
Yes.
I would have...
Oh, he was there with the house party, yeah.
Known that he was there. But okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, he was there with the prince and everybody within the box. Okay. So you're willing to be locked up by the captain?
Have nothing to hide.
Okay. All right. Yes, of course. I will bring this. We will. You stay with me. He says to Gregario. No, I must go and inform the prince immediately. Meet me outside with him. And he starts striding off.
Sorry, who was speaking to who?
That was Gregario talking to the guard captain. Sorry.
I must protest. Gregario should not be left by his lonesome while he is under such. While he is. I'm sorry. I, as a player, am very flustered, but Gigi is a cool operator.
Of course. I think we're ready for a roll now. What does Gigi want to persuade the guard captain to do?
Gigi would like to persuade the guard captain to keep... If I could get it to be this way, I would love it if Gregario was also locked up at the same time.
Excellent. Okay. This I'm thinking leaning towards sway here. Clearly, you have some good arguments on your behalf, and yeah, sway. So you've got 2 dots there. You could push, of course, and somebody else could throw in a die stress to give you another die.
I am absolutely pushing myself. I'm using my good name since this is a social engagement.
Toulouse will throw in a stress.
Okay.
All under the weight of my 4 dice, Gregario, you spurious bitch.
5. Okay. Yes. He will lock both of you up and take the book himself. Let's see. What's the... you get what you want. What would be a minor consequence here? The guard captain... Well, that, obviously. But the guard captain, you also sense, is suspicious of you. I mean, of course, you had this incriminating thing sitting right in your room. And you worry that his presentation will taint the story as it goes to the leaders of the house.
Then I will go with him.
Okay, and you can resist that consequence too, and have him go in a more even-handed way. Gigi.
How do I resist again?
So that's, you look at your, this would be your spirit.
Okay.
You'd roll as many dice as you have, at least skills with at least 1 dot in them, which I can tell you, 2. And you'll take 6 stress minus your high roll. You are almost maxed out on stress, so you may want to just eat this consequence.
Yeah, I'm gonna just take it.
Though, what would happen is if you hit scandal, you'll take one of the scandal things, and you will be actually distraught and down for the count while your allies or your buddies try to get you out of this one. Your call.
I apologize. What are my 2 choices again? Try to resist, or
you accept the suspicion, or you resist, don't get the suspicion, but risk adding stress.
I'm gonna have to eat it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this isn't like a prison. They have a couple locked rooms to hold people they've taken into temporary custody. They're basically right next to or right across a small hall from each other. So describe the scenario with Gregario and you in cells opposite. Sullen silence, angry yelling. What are we doing?
I think that it begins
just for fun.
Gigi at first is mostly just watching Gregario as he's kind of pacing around in his cell. And is there anyone else besides us? Is it just the 2 of us?
Just the 2 of you, yeah. There isn't anybody usually locked up.
Have you ever considered yourself being useful? You can, yes. Would you like to be useful to House Bastion?
I am, by exposing a traitor. Who are you going to sell that to, I wonder?
Can I get a read on whether or not he doesn't actually believe that that I stole the book, right? Okay.
No, you are very clear on this. Yeah, you know that even if he didn't do it directly, he planted this.
Gigi rolls her eyes and says, "Really, Gregario, it's just the 2 of us. I know that I'm not going to try to catch you in some kind of convention right now. We find ourselves in a rather unique moment where we can speak rather plainly with one another. I'm curious, do you want to be useful to House Bastion?"
Of course, and when you're out of the way, I'll be able to prove my usefulness.
I don't think that that's the case, because you see, currently you're hurting House Bastion by removing one of its members that has already struck a rather fateful blow for the house.
Oh, your little play, yes. La la la.
Oh, I see.
You know that Gregario is not the most mature of fellows.
Gregario, I'm disappointed in you more than anything else. This is really, really disappointing.
Right, let's go out. Let's tune away from the cell now. Okay, your buddy Gigi is under suspicion, locked up across the hall from her rival. You got the word. The Chamberlain had suggested that someone had been lurking around the quarters, didn't get a sense of who. You can try to find exculpatory evidence, if I said that right, or try to intercede. What are the 3 of you going to do?
Toulouse would like to could he possibly survey Gigi's chambers?
Absolutely.
See if there's anything untoward there. Of course, he's not going to be very familiar with Gigi's chambers, so it would have to be something quite obvious. But yeah, he'll do a bit of detective work in Gigi's private chambers.
Okay. McGowan, what are you going to do?
McGowan can't think of anything better than that, so he'll just aid Toulouse.
Okay. And Adriano, you had mentioned maybe going with the guard captain.
Yes.
Or did you want to do something different?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty badly injured, so I'm not up for a fight. I just want to sort of follow where he's going and make sure that he is going directly to the prince.
Okay, he does so. He goes directly and actually has a servant go over to the prince and discreetly calls him away from the party. He notes your presence, the guard captain, but doesn't shoo you away or anything. The prince comes over and says, yes, what is it, Hector? He says, sir, and he's keeping the voice down like he's a guard captain. He knows what it means to be discreet. We got a report from one of the, Gregario said he got a report from one of the servants that there was something in Gigi's quarters that wasn't supposed to be here. And, well, sir, this. And he shows the book, and the prince, very usually composed, you see, Adriano, like a measure of shock. Like, why would this not, how could this have been stolen? Why would it be in Gigi's room? You see it all play across his face. Hector, the guard captain, quickly explains, we've locked her up. She persuaded me to lock up Gregario, suggested he might be under suspicion. And, well, sir, of course, I can't make this kind of decision. What should we do? Adriano, do you want to interject?
Yes, I would like to very smoothly. I mean, he's a witty guy, and he just smoothly slide into the conversation and say, I can vouch for the lady Gigi. She was at the theater all night, and she has never had this book in her possession. Okay. Gregario is clearly a scoundrel.
All right. I think we can have a roll to see if you can. This isn't hugely consequential. You probably won't single-handedly convince him of innocence or guilt here, but you can definitely nudge his perception in a direction.
Okay.
What would you like to roll, the cat?
Well, the cat has 1 pip in sway.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to try that.
Okay.
So just 1d6.
1. You can spend the 2 stress if you want to add another die.
Oh no.
You've only got 5. Okay.
1d6. What is up with this?
Oh,
wow.
A 1. Okay. I suppose at this point it's his word against hers. I don't want to put an end to the party, but it'll be very strange if she isn't there. We must get to the bottom of this quickly. Keep them locked up for the moment. I will get Ilya and we'll try to resolve this. Okay, Magooan and Toulouse, you, the guard captain didn't actually lock up the room. This is not,
I would have brought in my locksmith buddy Frankie. Anyway,
yeah, this is not the world's top forensic investigatory service here. They saw the book. They took the book. So you have your run of Gigi's room.
Okay, Toulouse is going to use his best Sherlock Holmes hat and look for some exculpatory evidence for our friend Gigi. It's gonna be a survey. That's 2 dice. I am also going to take 2 stress because I want this to work. So that is 3 dice. I don't know if Magooan wants to chip in a stress and a die.
Yeah, I'll help out.
All right.
Is it 1 stress or 2 stress?
Just 1.
Okay, 1 stress it is.
Okay, thank you. So going to be 4d6, and we're going to comb every inch of Gigi's private chambers.
Yeah.
A 5.
5. Okay. You don't find anything particularly out of place or unusual in the room itself. But what you do put together based on the layout and things like that is that someone had come in through the door, locked the door, left the book apparently, and then for whatever reason, maybe they heard somebody coming by outside, perhaps the chambermaid, gone out through a window instead. You see, like, you've been looking around on the ground and things like that, and finally you look up and see, the consequence is it took you a bit longer than it might have. That's the 5 instead of the 6. You see a window, just a wooden shutter that didn't get quite closed all of the way. And this window, leads to the outside.
Okay. McGowan will go outside and see if he can pick up a trail there.
Yes. The ground it's been a sunny day, but it's been generally damp lately. With some close looking, you can find some footsteps.
Toulouse, what do you think?
Well, we should follow the footprints.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. So let's this is going to be a speed thing. If you can do this quickly enough, you can maybe catch somebody. What would you roll to try to track somebody quickly?
Let me see. What do we got?
Hunt, I guess, but I actually don't have any points in that. I can survey, but that's probably not as relevant.
Yeah, hunt would be the most effectual. You can roll survey. It's not going to be quite as. It's not going to have the potency in game terms. It's not going to be
It's
as
still better
effective.
than nothing for hunt. So
Arguably, yes.
No, I have 2 in survey. What do you have?
1. So I will aid you in a survey.
Okay.
How about that? I'm popping a stress.
Okay. So 2 and he's aiding me again. So that's going to be 3d6 on a survey.
Okay.
Okay, here goes nothing.
A 6. Oh, okay. I was kind of pulling for you guys here this time. Okay. Fortunately, this window leads out to a courtyard that through the winter, people don't spend a lot of time in. It's got a lot of, just dried out leafless trees in it. You manage to pick up the trail of footprints, and it leads to a servant's quarter. As you're getting ready to go in and knock on the door, you look and see actually disappearing around the corner one of the house servants, one of the smiths actually who works for the house, is bundled up. He seems to have packed a large number of belongings and is, for what a smith seems to be intended to be stealthy, is slowly making his way toward the front gate and away.
Oh, we got to take him down.
Yeah, stop that.
Okay. What do you do narratively?
Distance?
He's just like 20 feet away. Apparently he's taken some time to load up his belongings, and he doesn't have a huge lead on you.
Okay. Well, again, I have this impressively scary thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to rush as if I was going to smash into him and say, "Hey, stop now."
Okay. So I think this is a chance to intimidate for some effect here.
Yeah, that's what I want.
What does our big tough former docker do roll-wise to do that?
I think this is wreck. Because if I have to, I'll smash the gate or whatever to make a point.
Okay. Are you helping with the intimidation, Spy?
Yes, I will draw my single shot pistol.
Okay. I'm thinking the big weapons against a guy who's strong, but not like, a trained warrior is going to be pretty effective here.
All right.
So if you get any kind of success.
Dice or 3 dice?
You had your 2, you had an aid, so that's 3.
All right, here comes
you
3.
could push for 1.
Jesus,
all right.
no wait, man.
5.
I was going to give you another one.
Yeah, that's enough. 5 is good.
Oh, I thought you had given him another one.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, that includes the extra die you gave me.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. So yes, you surprise him, scare the crap out of him, and he's like, "I'm sorry, I just don't want to work here anymore. I need to go now."
I don't think so. I think you took something, or at least looking for something that you shouldn't have been looking for.
You can tell, you can both tell he is ready to crack. Like, this blacksmith knows he's done something wrong and is on the verge of tears, actually. You're going to need to if you give him something, if you like meet him in some way, you think he will crack.
Listen, you can keep your arms if you just tell us what's going on.
All right. I need a negative consequence for you. Oh yeah, here it is. Some of the other servants saw you threatening what they believe to just be one of their fellow working stiffs. And you will have the two of you will have a reputation among the servants of like a mean bully, because they of course don't know what's going on here.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Yeah, it's all right. Fair enough.
Okay. He gave me money. He said if I did this, and he was good for it, and he said no harm would come. It was just a prank. But now you're gonna kill me?
No, you can keep the money. You can work or not work. That's okay. Just what's the prank? Give us the details, please.
He just had me he gave me he told me where to find the key and told me to put this book in her room, and then that was it. And then I heard somebody going around outside, so I barely fit through the window. That was a tight fit.
And you keep dancing around the he.
The Gregor G fellow, Gregor Ma. That's the squirrely looking one. You know.
Right. Can you again? You can thank you for your service. I ease up now quite a bit. And now I'm put the weapon away. Look, that's all we wanted was the information, but we are going to need you to come clean in front of some authorities so that we can release our friend.
Oh, they'll kill me for this. They'll put me in the. There's no prison in this town, really. They'll have me killed or take my hands. I can't work.
Who's the
absolutely kill you after we take your hands. With us.
Okay, 2 murderous lunatics do put him over the edge, though, and he is willing to confess.
Yeah. We will. Here's the thing. We'll do our best to protect you, but that means you'll have to stay employed, won't it?
I reckon so, yes.
And obviously we'll keep an eye on you.
Okay.
This is for your own safety.
My own safety, of course. He's on your side now. Totally on board.
Right. All right.
Okay. Yeah, so you are able to persuade him to confess. How do you want to do it? To the prince in front of a bunch of people, or covertly with Ilya?
No, I'm happy. I want to do it to the prince.
Okay.
Which I think it's okay if we. I mean, I don't. Toulouse, let's get some input here, but like I think covertly to the prince, because I want to show the prince that we can be discreet if we wish.
I agree.
Okay. So yes, you get a message to the prince. He and the guard captain, who's come, and the captain takes you to a discreet room. Takes the confession and appears to be persuaded. He says, "Hector, go let her out. She's got a party to enjoy. Keep him in there for the moment."
Do I get the servant's name?
Yes.
Just like we ask that
Joey Jojo Shabadoo.
Yeah, we ask that Joey Jojo Shabadoo, that nothing untoward happened to him. He's a servant. Of course, he was easy to persuade to do this kind of thing. No, in the end, no harm, no foul.
It's against my better judgment, but you've got my goodwill for the evening. But we'll have to keep a close eye on you in the future, young man. Of course, sir. Of course. I bless you. Blessings of the lady upon you, sir. And I don't want the money. He puts the bag of money on the table before they let him go. All right, Gigi, you would like a private word with Gario before they arrive to let you out?
Gigi, this entire time, has been sitting very calmly, and she says, "I'm going to tell you exactly what's about to happen. And I need you to understand that it did not need to be this way. I'm going to be released from this cell, and you're going to be staying. And potentially, you're going to be going very far, far away sometime in the near future. Now, that all depends on how you respond to this very important question. Do you want to be useful to House Bastian?"
Of course I do.
Then
he doesn't actually believe that you're going to be let out.
So she goes on to say, "I'm about to have your balls directly in my hand. I want you to understand this. And while I have your balls in my hand, I want you to know that if you make any other moves against me or any of my friends or House Bastian, I crush. I've got I don't know. I was about to say a paper cup. That doesn't seem right. I crush something in my hand rather dramatically, and I say, "Your first mistake was to go so big. First of all, why would someone like me, who is very calculating and careful, make such an obvious move as to steal the prince's diary? It smacks of the level of immaturity that only you could imagine. You understand that you're a stupid bastard."
Just now, the guard captain comes in. Gregario stands up and smirks at the classic, like, he's obviously coming to let me out, and his face falls as Hector opens your door and says, the prince invites you to your party.
Hector, thank you so much. I will I will return to my chambers and make sure that I'm much more appropriate. The condensation in here and the company is rather stupid. I don't know. I'm not clever right now because I'm angry. I'm so pissed and disappointed with you, Grigori. You could have been useful, but instead you're stupid. Goodbye.
All right. Okay. That is your last challenge of the
Thank
evening.
you guys so much.
Patch up your wounds as best you can. and enjoy the party. Okay. I don't know that we need to do all the aftermath stuff. There are a couple of there is one key thing that we want to do now that we're at the end of the season. We want to see about your house advancement. So I'm going to the rules here. This is whether we'll add ticks to your house popularity that determines your rank in the pecking order. You are right now at 2, House Al-Mali. Your target is at 3. First of all, so the established houses, their rules are a little different. They go a little slower, but they build up steam as they go. I'm going to make a roll, first of all, for House Al-Mali to see if they lose a step because of your vicious theater attack on them. So I'm just rolling 1d6 for them. If they fail, they're going to go down a step. You're also going to be limiting them going up a step in their next action, which will be 3. Okay. They are dropping down to 2, so you're tied. Now you're going to roll to see if you move up some ticks. And here's how many dice you get. Your primary goal, you get 2 dice if you met it. Your primary goal is the play. You did the play successfully. So you've got 2 dice to start. Optional secondary goal, +1 if met, 0 if not. I feel like you did a couple, but I think the big thing was establishing the magical smuggling or the magic item smuggling route that actually helped you tonight. And then House Corvello did multiple things. You were their primary action, House Corvello's. Like, their goal was to subtly defame and impugn you and hold you down. They failed at it. You thwarted their main plans. So you don't lose a die because of that. Then there's one question. You have information about the effort to sabotage the ship of the Prince of Ilrian that they're building.
Yes.
You didn't actually go and stop it. What did you do with that information? Are you holding on to it for now, or were you going to reveal it to them? That's going to help their roll, what I roll to see how houses do before the next season. So you would be helping them, but go ahead.
Yeah, I guess it depends. Like, I was kind of waiting to see if there was more activity we could do. But at the end of the season, like, if it's been this long, like if we've been doing this for a few months, I would definitely want the prince to know something about this.
Okay. So that counts as your something arising. That's your 4th die. But that's going to give them a better chance of completing their project and doing better. But they're not your enemy, and you're a long way off from first place. So that's not so bad.
Yeah, that's not so
So
bad.
we have 4 dice to roll. A failure means you add 0 ticks, 4 or 5, 1 tick, a 6, 2 ticks, a critical 3. Who would like to roll those 4 dice?
I was about to say.
Or would you each like to roll 1?
I think it's got to be Jenny.
No. I've been terrible tonight. Give it to Colin.
I say, yeah, let old Snake Eyes roll it.
I've had a pretty good night. Okay, 4d6.
Yep.
Okay, here for the grace of God. 5.
Right. So that's putting you up to 4. So you will start the next, if we play another season, you will be the 5th house, and House Almalai will fall to the 6th rank. You would be just 1 behind the next one up, which exactly. Which I have on Roll20.
Very nice.
Of course.
All right.
That would be Hospitalia is the 4th house now. They would be the next one in your sights if you're looking to really cruise up the charts like that. Your characters will have some time before the action picks up. So if we start again, we'll probably heal wounds here's what we're going to do. If we pick up again, you're going to have some free downtime actions, 3 of them that you can use to deal with your wounds and stress and whatever else you want. But what I think we need to do tonight is various kinds of rewards, starting with experience points.
All right.
We never really rolled desperate exactly, but you did many things tonight. XP triggers. So first of all, so look at where it says XP triggers. If you pull up your character sheet, bottom middle, and there are way too many because they duplicated them for some reason. Each of you has a unique one. So what is the one at the top of your list? Let's start with Jenny Adriano the cat.
You address a challenge with violence and or panache.
I think arguably you did both.
Yes.
So that's going to be 2 XP. And just as a reminder how they work, you've got 4 tracks where you can put XP. Body, and when you fill that up, then you could add a dot to a skill. Mind, same deal with those skills. Spirit. The 4th track is... where on the sheet? I never could find this
at
one.
At the very top, character XP?
Character XP, right there. Character XP. When you fill that up, you pick a new special ability. So, Jenny, you're starting right off. You can add 2 ticks on either of those 4 tracks.
Okay. I am going to add 1 more tick body.
Okay.
And another one, and the second one goes to spirit.
Or I just lost you all.
Oh, sorry.
Wait, okay.
So one went to body, so now I have 3 points in body, 3 ticks, and 1 went to spirit, so I have one tick in spirit.
Okay, McGowan, your special thing is what?
Address the challenge with evasion, which we've always talked about is weird. But
the other one mayhem. I like.
Yeah, mayhem. I definitely did. I think we kind of like hand wave away what the first pit might be. Like I interacted with the common folk in some way or used my background in some particular way.
Yeah, let's call it camaraderie.
Yeah, camaraderie, which I did not do. I did not do in this particular one.
But I feel like you did repeated mayhem.
I did do repeated mayhem.
So I think that's good for 2.
2. All right, then. I'm going to put them both in my spirit.
Okay. To lose, what is your special one?
Address the challenge with stealth and or perception.
You were perceiving all over the place for sure.
I was perceiving like a son of a bitch.
And you did we did reverse stealth sort of with your security work here. So yeah, I think you were in the 2 as well. And that leaves Gigi. And yours is a little weird in the way they define it, but we've massaged it a little.
Uh-oh.
Where are we losing there?
Gigi.
Hello,
Gigi.
Can you guys hear me?
Do we have you, Brent?
Sorry, I had a moment.
Yeah, I hear you.
I don't.
Okay.
Rob, can you try talking? For some reason, I cannot hear.
Yes, hello.
Rob
can you hear me?
I've got. Okay,
that's weird. You accidentally turned.
Did you mute
off?
me? Yeah, I get that a lot in life. Oh, you laughed, so I assume you heard that. Okay.
There you go.
Oh no, your XP trigger is charm and or calculation. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
I think that I addressed the fart attack with a lot of charm by working the crowd in an unforeseen circumstance.
Well, and I think the calming the actor and using the assassination attempt as inspiration counts for your second one easily. Okay, then the next question for everyone to think about: did you express in any way your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background? And we can be a little loosey-goosey on this, but we can come up with a way that it fits for everybody. Let's start with to lose this time.
Yeah. I tell my fabulous tale of the fields of Calray.
Yes.
During the stank attack.
Excellent.
So,
okay. That's good for an XP.
Get one for that. Okay. Thank you.
McGowan?
I think the closest I got was after intimidating the servant who raided Gigi's quarters and planted the thing, like to walk it back and try and make a point of saying like, hey, you know, this guy, he did, you know, he was being used.
Great.
I think that absolutely makes sense because by rights, you didn't know him shit. Like you could have like let him twist easily. So yeah, I think that absolutely counts.
Right.
Let's see. Gigi, same question.
For me, the biggest belief that Gigi has is that anyone within House Bastion can be useful to House Bastion. Throughout this whole scenario with Grigori, the one question that I had for him, which he failed to answer in a satisfactory manner, was, do you want to be useful? He's not going to be useful. I'd like an XP point for trying that.
Oh, yeah. No, I love that. That makes a lot. Yeah, because you were, I was, yeah, you were really giving up on
I had there was a small part of my brain that was like,
and then,
well, okay, well, what if I could somehow convince him to marry me? That way, no one will bother me about that. And also, he's stupid enough that I could control him.
I think that could be a possibility still in the future. He's pretty stupid, though. You're getting the sense.
He's very stupid, but he's also not high enough in status for you.
Well, that's not as important. If anything, I kind of see myself as a kingmaker. But anyway.
All right, and then Adriano, same question. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background in some way?
Well, heritage and background, I confronted my brother and discovered that he is willing to be far more treacherous than I am.
Yes, I think that was a cool scene. That's definitely a XP for you.
Okay. Wait.
And then again, it can go in any of those 4 tracks.
Oh, okay.
Same as
yeah. I'll put that one in spirit as well.
All right. Okay. And did anyone struggle with issues from your indulgences, your vice, or well, you don't have any scandals checked off yet, but anybody struggle with issues from their vice?
No, I don't recall doing anything.
You did drugs, but you didn't struggle with it. Don't do drugs.
Oh yeah,
kids.
I did. I had a private bathroom party. Yeah, that was great. Yeah, so I did. Whoa, so I didn't struggle with it?
I don't know. It didn't really hinder you. Whereas for Adriano, Gigi actually had to spend one of their useful skills to like keep you from trouble.
Yes, so I did.
So I think that probably counts for one. Yeah. Anybody else want to make the case that you struggled in some way with issues from your
thing I came to
vice
for my vice,
or
was
that it
carrying
affected
around
you?
a jade statue like a baby, but that wasn't so much a struggle as it was just fun games.
Yeah, kind of strange and off-putting. Yeah. Okay, and finally we look at the crew sheets experience. And then I think that'll be it for tonight, and I'll give you a preview of what we will or would do if we pick this up again. So we're going to open up the House Bastion sheet. I either just showed you it or a blank sheet. I've never predict how it works here.
It's looking blank to me. But,
okay, so XP triggers. Did you overcome an obstacle with audacity or unorthodoxy? I mean, I feel like yes, many times over.
Yeah.
Does that seem fair? Okay, that's going to fill your track. You're going to get to pick something new. Did you contend with challenges above your current station?
Yeah, I confronted my brother who's in a higher house.
Well, yeah, I mean, all along.
And so did McGowan.
Yeah, I think especially the House Corvetto part, yes, and they had a good roll too. I think you get one for that. Did your reputation as a coterie is uncouth, not to be trifled with. Did you bolster that reputation in any way?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I think so. And did you express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the coterie? So I think my thing is like that's about the character interactions in some ways. And I could definitely think of moments where like you guys quickly working to save Gigi Gigi quickly working to get Adriano's pants up. Like just all sorts of cool little interpersonal moments. I think
especially
fits that category.
Like during the climactic bit, one of the characters, me, was completely sidelined because of the opposition, and the rest of the coterie rose to the occasion.
Yeah. Oh, I really wanted it to be where Gregario got to tell his story like unchallenged.
Yeah, fuck that. No,
head of the house. That would have been way more fun. Okay, so I've changed the XP track now. You filled it, and you have 3 left over. You could pick a new special ability or some of the upgrades. I don't know if we want to do that now or hold it for if and when we pick this up again.
It's getting late for me.
Okay,
so
I will
making that like something we do in the first of our next.
That sounds great. So I'll make a little agenda. So what's going to happen next if we pick this up is the spring season will start. You'll set new goals. New things will arise in the city that you may choose to react to. You, of course, will be the 5th house. That's going to mean you get a new area of influence. Right now, that's the theater for you. You're going to get a new one that House Almali loses. You will pick a new special feature for the house. You'll have some extra downtime to recover from wounds and stress. And then we'd pick up where we left off. I imagine some of the goals of the house are going to be finding soulmates for the 4 years. At least if Gigi has anything to say about it.
Checking it twice. She's going to find out who is naughty and nice.
And I'll just say, Ren seems to have done whatever she came to do and disappeared. So she may still be on the market, McGowan. All right. And that is our session and our season. Fun.
All right. Thanks for that. That was fun.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, applauding crowd. Yeah, I had many weeks where I thought we were going to do it to ponder and add more and more complications, and then some more weeks to take out some of the complications because there's no way they'd all fit.
That was appropriately chaotic, and there was never a moment where I felt like we had that in the bag. And I think restructuring the game so that we start right at the action, don't have any downtime beforehand or after, that made sense for this bit. And the setup with the 3 threats,
cool,
so good.
Yeah, like that.
I really want to play this again.